Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
This year, we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of your favorite TV show.
Once again, we have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We support them to become more productive,
get better yields,
and increase their income.
We meet families and enter their kitchens to explore what we eat, where we get it, and how we can cook it in cleaner, faster, healthier, and cheaper ways.
And at the same time, increase family nutrition.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learn from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they shape up their shambas.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up Safari. During our visits to farms, the Shamba Shape Up team have seen the many difficulties farmers face throughout Kenya. Many of the farmers are telling us that most of their problems are because the weather is so unpredictable.
The climate is changing, so now the planting season is uncertain. Rains come or don't come. They are too heavy, too light, or too late, causing many problems for farmers.
In this episode, we want to give farmers the help and knowledge they need to adapt their farming methods, increase their income, and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes. Dear viewers, I'd like to let you know that all the filming you're about to see was done before the outbreak of the coronavirus in Kenya and Tanzania. That's right, and today we are here to learn various tricks to make your farm productive and profitable. And who said young people can't do farming?
This half-an-acre shamba, tucked away in Ololua area within Ngong Town, is run by 26-year-old Agnes.
She lives here with her elder sister Esther and her small brother Francis. Agnes was left to run the farm after their parents passed on.
This is where I've planted my tomatoes. As you can see, my tomatoes are not doing very well, and they are being attacked by diseases, and they are very small in size. As you can see, these are my gutters. They are not nicely done, and I don't have enough water in my tank.
We have a lot of work to do here. Agnes really needs some good advice. She's young to run the shamba by herself, but she's willing to learn.
The heart of a shamba lies in the soil. Poor soil, poor crops. Simple. But there's always ways to improve the situation, as our soil expert Enoch from Soil Cares well knows.
To collect a good sample, you will need a soil auger or a banger. Insert the auger straight into the soil about 20 centimeters deep. Turn the auger to compact the soil, then pull it out carefully. Place the soil in the sample bag. Repeat this process about 20 times in different areas of your shamba in a zigzag pattern. Once you have mixed all the samples together in the sample bag, label the bag with your name, telephone number, size of the shamba, and the crops you want to grow.
And after 2 hours, we had the result. So, Enoch, you have tested the soil.
Yeah.
Tell us the results.
Agnes,
Yes.
your results don't look really bad.
Okay.
We tested on soil pH, then soil fertility, and then we also measured the level of carbon in the soil. So your pH is fine. It's at 5.4. At 5.4, it can sustain and support maize production. So you don't need to put any agricultural lime to rectify the pH. On soil fertility, the nitrogen is the one that is too low, but the phosphorus is adequate, potassium is adequate for your farm, and the micronutrients are also adequate. So the only limiting nutrient is nitrogen. So to rectify these, you need to use a nitrogenous rich fertilizer.
But wait a minute, so what is nitrogen?
It's part of the macro nutrients that are usually important in the growth of the plants.
The results showed that Agnes's nitrogen is low, her potassium and phosphorus are adequate. Plants need phosphorus to grow roots.
So the N is the missing element. You need to replenish this. Yeah.
So which fertilizer am I supposed to add to my soil?
To correct this problem, Agnes needs to use either CAN or urea. So Agnes, there you have it.
Yes.
We have lots of work to do.
Yes, we have.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Before planting anything in your shamba, and at least every 2 years, get your soil tested. Agnes realized she should have done a soil test long time ago. She could be getting great yields and making good profits. After testing our soil, we wanted to give Agnes advice on how to manage her tomato crop.
As you can see, Joseph, this is where I'm growing my tomatoes. I'm having a bit of a challenge on diseases.
Yes.
I have trouble with white flies, blight, and my tomatoes are in small sizes.
The fruit size.
Yeah, the fruit size is so small. So you can't sell it in the market.
I would like to know why you have put the wood shavings in your farm.
Okay, this manure, I get it from the chicken house. When I finish the bunch, I sweep the manure, I bring it to the shamba.
How long does the broilers take in the house?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. So in 6 weeks, the wood shavings will not have broken down or decomposed to be manure. Once we put it in the soil, it's like we are preventing the soil or the water from getting in the soil.
Only use well-decomposed manure on your shamba, as raw manure can damage the plants. So let's go to the diseases. Which are these common diseases that you have seen for yourself?
You have the early blight and the late blight. And we just need to control or to do a preventative spray so that we can prevent the disease from setting in to avoid you incurring a lot of cost in terms of disease control. So it's blight. And the other challenge that we have noted is we have a lot of white flies.
White flies are soft-bodied winged insects, closely related to aphids. When they attack, plants become extremely weak and leaves may dry out and turn yellow, and growth will be stunted.
How can I increase the size of my tomatoes?
The fruit size is a factor of two aspects. The nutrition of the plant and the water availability. So we have to tackle the aspect of nutrition well. That is in terms of the amount of manure that we put and also the fertilizers that we use on our plants and ensuring that we have enough water, adequate water. That is critical.
In order to do this tomato growing as a business, should she plant tomatoes all year round?
No. In order for you to maximize the yield from your farm, we need to plant different crops. You need to think of now bringing in, like after you have done a tomato, take you like 4 months, give it a break of like another 3 weeks, then come in with the cabbage. The pest build-up, you have already broken the cycle of the pests, because the pests that affect the cabbage are not the same pests that affect the tomatoes.
We have tested the soil and we'll soon be correcting soil nutrition. We'll be able to control pests and diseases on our farm and practice crop rotation. But how about the weather? This place is dry and water is scarce. Yet, it's a lifeline to everything here, crops and animals. It only comes once a week for a very short period. She has a solid tank, but her gutters are in a very poor state. I think we shall call on Shamba Shape Up Fundi team to help fix the gutters. Harvesting water from your roof is very important.
Ensure your gutters are well fixed. Harvesting rainwater is the best thing you can do in your farm as you adapt to climate change.
Carol, what are you eating?
Mangoes.
Are they in season?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm dieting.
Really?
Yes.
You know, Carol, weather patterns in Kenya are changing. Sometimes you're getting long periods of rain, sometimes drought. To give an idea of what's at stake, just look at your plate. Food is affected by climate change.
Yes.
It affects what we can grow, how we can produce it, and when to produce it.
And I think you're right, Tony. You know, food production and the process is going to be affected by climatic changes. It's going to affect the temperature and even the rainfall.
Oh yes, it all boils down to this. Climate change is going to leave us with different foods on our table, or even less if we don't adapt. Battling the uncertain weather caused by climate change is a struggle, but it's a fight we must win. We must all learn to be more efficient and productive. Welcome to a special report on the desert locust. The desert locust is a very serious pest. Locust adults can eat their own weight every day. There are 3 groups of locusts you should look out for. The young locust is black and yellow and cannot fly. They move in big groups called bands, like this. The young adult locust is red or pink and looks like this. The mature locusts are yellow and look like this. Be careful not to confuse locusts with grasshoppers. Locusts usually move in groups of hundreds and have short antennas. Grasshoppers are usually all alone. The adult grasshopper has long antennae and long legs to help them jump. Grasshoppers are not a problem. These are the areas that are currently affected by desert locust in Kenya. Most locusts are in the northern counties at the moment. Turkana and Marsabit have a lot of locusts and are at a great risk of their crops being damaged badly in the next weeks. Some locusts have also been spotted in Samburu. There may also be some locusts in West Pokot and Isiolo. The small hopper bands that are in these counties will grow into young adults in the next few days. Watch out. The desert locusts are like a fire. Local authorities have teams that can spray the locusts with special chemicals that will control them. It is very important that you get in touch with our hotline to tell us whether you have or have not seen locusts in your area. Here's what to do. SMS the word locust to 0748 153 120 and we will get in touch with you. For you smartphone users out there, you can also send the word locust to 0207 640 202 on WhatsApp.
Coming up after the break, how to cope with climate change. Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up.
We are in Narok to see an old friend, Charles Kuraru. Let's see some of the things we taught him on how to adapt to climate change. Most rural homes do not have electricity and use paraffin for lighting. But paraffin is bad for your health and it's expensive. Our experts have come up with safe and affordable solar equipments that can be used by everybody in the farms. The benefits of using solar is that it's environmentally friendly. It is safe and healthy in the house and cheap to use. So let's join Charles on his other activities to learn some more.
We want to look at your nutrition as you work on your farm. Naomi will be taking us through having a nutritious meal in your farm.
Angela from FAO is here to advise on how to fuel up for a full day's work.
So, Charles, what were you cooking?
I was making a cup of tea for my boys. We've just started the day, so we want to make a cup of tea as we continue with the day's work.
How important is breakfast, Angela?
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You need to make sure that you have a very heavy breakfast each and every morning, and it is also because your workers are going to work and they need a lot of energy so as to be able to go through the day. When your breakfast is not strong enough, your workers will not be able to produce enough in the farm.
So what about nutrition? You know, like I noticed Charles is just making tea. Is that enough?
Tea only is not enough for breakfast. You need to have a breakfast that has enough carbohydrates, it has enough protein, and it has some vitamins and some minerals. And of course, you need water as you start your day. Therefore, tea alone is not enough.
So what kind of foods would you recommend for breakfast in this case?
First, we recommend that you are able to use the foods that you're producing in your farm and you don't have to go to the market to buy expensive foods. I can see you're producing some sweet potatoes, so that would be a good option for your breakfast. I also saw that you have some hens. Therefore, I can presume that you have some eggs that you're producing. That can also be added to the breakfast because eggs are very good in protein. And also you have some cows and they're producing enough milk. Therefore, we need to make sure that your tea has enough milk. Normally, it is recommended when you're making your tea, you need to have a ratio of 1:1. I saw you're producing some pawpaws. So we are going to also accompany our breakfast with some pawpaws. And pawpaws are very rich in vitamin A. The fruits that are yellow or orange in color have a lot of vitamin A. And pawpaws also have some roughage that helps to prevent constipation, and it will help the food to be digested very well in the stomach. Yes.
And this applies also to children, doesn't it?
And it is very important for children to also have a balanced diet, especially in the morning. Children, before they go to school, they need to eat a heavy breakfast so that they're able to concentrate in school. You find that children who don't eat good breakfast are not able to perform very well, but those who eat a heavy breakfast, they're very active in school and they perform well. Therefore, a good breakfast is important for the whole family.
So, can we cook?
Yes, sure. We need to go to make a healthy breakfast and all the items are ready.
Angela shows us how to make a very healthy breakfast using things that Charles has on his farm. First, we fry onions and tomato in a little oil, and then add some eggs to make a vegetable omelette. While the omelette is cooking, Angela steams some sweet potatoes to make a healthy energy snack. Don't forget the pawpaw. Fruit is very important for vitamins and a healthy body. Now let's see how this great breakfast tastes.
Wow. This is good. What exactly is this?
This is egg made with tomato and onions, together with the sweet potatoes.
Wow.
And then escorted with a cup of tea.
Really?
And make sure you still remember to have your pawpaw for your vitamins.
This must be a very lovely breakfast.
Good vitamins.
Yes,
This
yes.
is good vitamins. Now we are going to get the workers in here to have their healthy breakfast. And they're coming straight from the Shamba. I think they went to the Shamba very early.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the first thing should they do before they start eating?
Before you set yourself on the table to eat, make sure you clean your hands. It is very important for hygiene to go and wash your hands before you start eating your food. So make sure they pass through the tap and make sure there is some soap for them to scrub their hands, clean their hands well, dry them, and then they can come and start eating.
So, Angela, what other kinds of foods are, suitable for breakfast?
You can have your porridge maybe made from millet or made from sorghum, but you can also have your leftover food that maybe yesterday night you cooked some food and you had some leftover. As long as it is covered and stored well over the night, in the morning you can reheat and eat your food. Yes.
Is it also good to have ugali in the morning?
It is very well to have ugali in the morning. For example, ugali is a starch. That's a carbohydrate. It gives you energy. You can have it with a cup of milk, which is protein. So that will enable your body to grow well. And remember your fruit. Maybe if it's the season for mango or if it's the season for pawpaw, make sure you have a slice to meet your vitamin needs for the day.
Wow. Now we've eaten very well. Very good breakfast. What do you think, Charles?
This is a good starting.
Good. Now we have the energy
to start the day.
Farmers are sending us many questions through iShamba to know more about COVID-19 and how to cope even as they do their farming. Our today's subject is COVID-19, and we are very lucky today to have in our studio Dr. Mark Hocken and Doris Naitore, a health worker. Welcome. And I'm going straight to the first question, and this is for you, Dr. Mark. And it's coming from Joyce from Nairobi, who wants to know what is the difference between coronavirus and COVID-19?
Yes, that's a very good question, Tony. It can be a bit confusing, but corona is the virus. So we have coronavirus, and then we have the disease that's caused by the virus that's known as COVID-19.
Okay. Now, Doris, Matthew from Kisumu is currently living in Kibra. And Matthew wants to know what can he do to make sure that he doesn't contract coronavirus.
You can protect yourself even in an overcrowded place like Kibra by social distancing. Ensure that each and everyone within your household has a mask, especially when they interact with the rest of the community. ensure that you are washing your hands with running water at least every 1 hour.
Now, Doc, how do I know if I've got coronavirus?
Coronavirus infection or COVID-19 is usually a flu-like illness. So the main symptoms are fever and cough. And if that infection becomes worse, you may even get some shortness of breath. The other symptoms that are less common are flu-like symptoms like muscle aches, sore throat, headache, and even diarrhea.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Mark Hocken, and thank you, Doris Naitore, and we hope to see you soon. And thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Shamba Shape Up's Q&A. If you have any questions around COVID-19, get in touch with us. Call or SMS us your question at 0748 153 120. Well, what do you think of that, Carol?
Quite educative.
Well, let's get back to work.
Let's go.
Next, we visit Helen on her shamba. Some areas in Kenya are semi-arid regions where rains are unpredictable, and when they come, the water evaporates very quickly. It's a real struggle for farmers. Here, crops such as maize and beans have failed in the past, but we have an expert with a new way forward. Helen!
Yes, Tony.
There you are. I can see you have a beautiful back garden.
Yes.
When did you start doing this?
This season.
This season?
Yes.
Have you ever done it before?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I just tried. Yes. I have onions already. Okay, if you can look here, there are some seedlings. Tomato trees.
Well done, Helen. Now, I've got an expert for you.
Sure.
Yes, and they're busy in your nursery there, preparing to teach you more about back garden. Do you want to meet them?
Yes.
All right, let's go meet them, Helen. Jackson.
Hello, Mr.
I can see you're quite busy.
Yeah, I'm quite busy, Mr. Tony.
Good.
Hi.
Now, this is Helen.
Hey, hello.
Our farmer. And she's doing the back garden.
Wow.
You saw it?
Yeah, I just saw it.
What do you think of it?
Well, from my observation, I've seen he's doing a good job. But the problem is that what he's doing, he's planting is on different parcels of papers. Now here today, I've come to show vertical bag gardening.
Vertical bag gardening.
Yeah.
How is it done?
It is done by mixing some ratios of soil and manure, and then you put it in a special kind of bag, which is more durable. So this one will give him maximum benefit of up to 10 years.
It's a special bag.
It's a special bag.
What's the difference between it and what she was using?
First of all, it is grading fast. The second time, it is accommodating very little amount of vegetables. And on part of nutrition, I want her to have a good nutrition value of what she's planting. Right now, she doesn't have sukuma wiki, she doesn't have the leeks, she doesn't have the spinach.
You can do all that in one bag?
With this one bag, you can do it all that at one go.
What size of bags does it come in?
Okay, the bags come into 3 different sizes. We have a large bag which holds 100 plants. We have the second bag which is medium, it holds 90 plants. And we have the small bag which we call family size, which supports around 50 plants.
Helen,
yes.
What do you think of that so far?
Okay, it's a good idea, but I'm wondering, will this bag hold vegetables for sale?
Yeah, this one will hold you enough vegetable surplus you can sell to your neighborhood. For instance, in 1 meter squared in the actual grade will only support 10 plants to 15 plants. That one is just enough for your family. You can support 100 plants by using the vertical bag, which I'm here to show you right now.
Let's talk about water. How much water does a farmer need in this?
In the actual ground, the one plant will take around 1 liter per day. But by using the vertical bag gardening, you're only supposed to water it thrice a week.
If one plant needs 1 liter of water a day grown in the ground, 100 plants will need 700 liters every week. But with the vertical bag garden, you only water 3 times a week. That's 30 liters a week. Growing 100 plants in a bag garden saves over 600 liters of water a week. So, Bag gardens need much less water than plants in the ground. Helen,
Yes.
I think we go practical and do it so that we see what he's talking about. To fill the bag for 100 plants, you need 5 wheelbarrows of compost. Mix the compost with fertilizer to get strong, healthy roots. Wow! Jackson,
Wow.
it's done.
It's done.
Helen, what do you think of this?
This is marvelous.
It's marvelous.
Yes.
Could you tell us the economic sense of doing this?
The bag garden does not cost much.
To fill a bag ready for planting, you'll need 8 wheelbarrows of soil costing around 1,200 shillings and 8 wheelbarrows of manure costing around 800 shillings. You'll also need 2 kilograms of fertilizer and 1 packet of sustain. So, that's all adds up to around 2,700 shillings. Not bad. So now, how much would a farmer expect? Can the farmer recoup their money?
Yeah, immediately the plants are ready to harvest. The farmer can get around 7 kilos a week. And when it is in the peak, a kilo goes for around 30 shillings to 40 shillings. You'll harvest to a period of around 4 months and above.
So, if my maths is correct, that's well over 4,000 shillings, more than double what you will spend. Happy, Helen?
Very happy.
You are going to try this?
Right now.
Right now?
Yes.
Okay. Helen is so keen on the garden. Jackson got to work planting the seedlings. In just 30 minutes, the garden was ready. These are just some of the techniques and methods we at Shamba Shape Up have found which can help you adapt to the changing weather and climate in your areas. As we have seen, by becoming a more efficient and productive farmer, you will be able to get through the unpredictable weather and be well prepared. You will have learned how to adapt to climate change and be better, richer, and healthier farmer.